This conference will now be recorded.
Hi everyone. Hello. Welcome to Isha Training Solutions. So 2 minutes we'll wait for other learners to join. Okay, 2 minutes we'll wait and then we'll start our discussion. So we'll wait for 2 minutes and then we'll start our discussion, guys. Thank you. Once again, hi everyone. Welcome to Isha Training Solutions. So in yesterday's session, we discussed about the course content, whatever we are going to cover. Today, we are going to start the day one topic. Okay, so we'll start our first topic, architecture basics. Okay, architecture. What is architecture? How your systems are actually communicating, in what way, in what topology, or in what communication your system is actually doing. That understanding is very important. Okay, actually saying, somebody maybe they'll have a debate with me, sir, why should I require all those things, sir? End of the day, I'm going to get one URL, and in that URL I'm going to test and then provide the report, sir. I don't really require to understand the architecture, right? Why you are asking me to learn about architecture, sir? Okay, so in that case, I wanted to tell you, architecture understanding is very important. Say, like, what is your application basically? What technology? Is it actually Java based, .NET based, Node.js based, Python based? Like that, that understanding is first important. Not only that, your application is actually hosted on Windows Server or Linux server or on premises or cloud. That also very important. Not only that level, we should know whether your application hosted on Apache Tomcat server, JBoss, WebSphere, IAS, or what, or your application is using what database. Is it using MySQL, Oracle DB, SQL Server, MongoDB, PostgreSQL? That understanding also very important. So whenever you are performing certain activity in the application, whenever you are performing certain activity in the application, how the communication between the systems are happening. Say, like, your browser communicates to your web server, web server communicates to your app server communicates to your DB server, and how the data is actually coming back to the end user. That all understanding, if you wanted to get it, you should know about architecture. Okay, architecture is nothing but how your systems are basically communicating, how your systems are basically communicating. Okay, that is actually very very important. Okay. Okay, so go, if anybody I mean initial part of the time when you guys are working for any application, definitely people will ask what are all the information that you require from our end. That question everybody will ask. So that time you can tell them, why don't you share your application architecture, or please provide us the walkthrough of your application. Those questions are primary question you have to ask to them. Okay, because that is a primary step you have to do, so that you are going to get that understanding how this application is actually going to work, or how this application is actually deployed, how this application is actually deployed. So for that, the primary understanding is the architectural understanding. The architectural understanding is very 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 important. Okay, so I told you, right, your application, how simple or how complex you have to understand means first you should know the architecture. So always I would recommend, whenever you are going through the architecture diagram, it should be very simple. It should be very simple. If your architecture is very simple, so that you can easily pinpoint all the problems. Okay, say like browser talks to web server talks to app server talks to DB, like that. And your system A talks to system B talks to system C, like that. So that communication understanding, if you are having, that will give you more understanding about what you are going to test it, what you are going to test it. That is also very very important. So if you are going to start, the first step is you have to start from the architectural level. Start from the architectural level, how the system is actually communicating, how the system is actually communicating, what purpose that system is actually available in the architecture, the functionality of the system. All those things you should understand. That is what the architectural side, and then importance of architecture is very very needed one. Okay, so server side. Okay, server side. So I told you, say like whatever the activity that you are doing, say you wanted to deploy one application, it may be web application, it may be a mobile application, whatever. You are going to deploy your code where? In the servers only you are going to deploy. In the servers only you are going to deploy. So in that server there are different types of servers that are there. Okay, majorly we call that as three servers. One is web server, another one is app server, third one is DB server. Web server, app server, DB server. Okay, so web server, app server, DB server, database server. Okay, so what is this actually going to perform? What is this web server means? What is this app server means? What is this DB server means? So all your static content, all your web page level or your application level static contents that are there, right? Static contents, your image files, your static files, all those things, you are going to store it in the web server only. Web server only. Your, say like your JPEG, PNG, GIF, whatever the file that are static, whatever the files that are static, and you are not going to change, and it is not going to change in the behavior. It is always the static value that is actually coming, that you are going to store it in the web server. Web server is actually going to store what? static content. All your static content that are going to be stored in the web server. Web server, you are going to store the static content. Okay. Web server means what? Static content. Static content. Web server, static content. Okay. App server. App server. App server means what? Application server. Application server. So application server, what you are going to do? All your business logic, application logic, what you are going to do, right? The functionality, the core functionality, the core business logic, the source information, all those things you are going to store it where? In the application server. In the application server. Say like you are developing one application, say like Amazon website or Snapdeal or Flipkart, any website. For that website, there is a core functionality is there, right? What? Sorry, sorry, sorry. Those who are not talking, please go on.
Into
Yeah. So for your application, there is a core logic is there. Core logic. Core logic means say like the example whatever I mentioned, right? The retail based application. The core logic is what? Ordering something, ordering something, purchasing something. That is a core logic, right? So the core business logic code is actually stored where? Application server. Application server is a way, is a place where you are going to store all your core business logic, core information about your application logic. That you are going to store it where? You are going to store it in the application server. Application server. Any question, guys, till now? Just a minute, guys.
yeah. So now what I told you, web server is a place where you are storing all your static content. App server is a place where you are storing all your application logic. Next one, okay, your application logic. Application logic. DB server means what? It is database server. Database server. So in database server, what we are going to do? Database server, what information we are going to store? In database server, all the data, all the supporting data. Data means what? You say like you are trying to log in into the application. What is the supporting data? Your username and password. When you are trying to purchase something, what are all the data? Say like your address detail, your phone number, your credit card detail. All those things are the data. So for your application, all the data, the application related data that you are going to store where? In the database server. Okay. Application data that you are going to store it where? In the DB server. In the DB server, all your related information, the data that you are going to store it in the database server. Database server, you are going to store this information. So going forward, when somebody is asking a question, you should be in a position to explain to them Three servers are there: web server, app server, DB server. Web server means static content, app server means business logic, DB server means data. That is how you have to explain to them. That is how you have to explain to them. So now you have a better clarity, right? Because I am going to write any application. I am going to code any application. Means, so I am going to think about what? I am going to put my code inside the server. Okay, what are all the servers? Yes, it is actually web server, app server, DB server. Like that, I am going to think. So my source code, I am going to deploy somewhere. That is actually your server. In that server, what are all the types are there? Web server, app server, DB server is there. So I have a clarity that web static components that are going to be stored in the web server, application logic is actually stored in the app server, data that are going to be stored in the DB server, so that my application will work without having any problem. Without having any problem. I'll take a pass here, guys. Any question till now? Okay. Next one is, what is protocol? Protocol. Protocol means communication between two entities. Okay. Protocol is nothing but communication between two entities. Say like, I am talking to you guys. I am talking to you guys. What is the communication protocol? The communication protocol is voice. My voice. Okay. So like this, web applications are communicating through HTTP or HTTPS protocol. Applications are communicating through FTP protocol. Applications are communicating to service protocol, like that. Different protocols that are there. So protocol means what? Communication between two entities, two server, two system, two application, whatever. Okay, communication between two entities is actually called as protocol. We got one question in the chat. As a performance tester, do we directly work with servers? See, actually saying, traditionally, if you look into, people used to gather the metric. I mean, say like I'm going to run a performance test. I'm going to run a performance. So while executing the performance test, I wanted to understand how my application is actually impacted because of the load that I'm giving. Say like I'm testing the application with 100 user load, or I'm testing the application with 500 user load, or I'm testing the application with 1000 user load, like that. So the amount of load that you are giving and how your system is actually impacting, for that what we used to do, we used to measure the infrastructure level data. We used to measure the infrastructure level data. What is that infrastructure level data? Your CPU utilization, your memory utilization, your disk utilization, like that we used to measure the infrastructure level data. Okay, so in order to measure the infrastructure level data, you need to log in into the server and then you have to measure it. You need to log in into the server and then you have to measure it, or you have to use any monitoring tool, say like Perfmon or SolarWinds or SiteScope or Dynatrace or AppDynamics or Neuralink or Datadog, like that. You have to use any tools to monitor the servers. So our work is not only going to only do the testing, we are also going to focus on the server level metrics as well. The server level metrics only I'm saying like infrastructure level data. The infrastructure level data only I'm saying CPU, memory, disk, all those things we are going to measure it. So as a performance tester, whether or not you have the access, whether or not they are allowing you to do so, you should know how to do the infrastructure monitoring. That is very, very important. Clear, Pankaj? So coming back to that understanding, protocol is nothing but communication between the entity. So that is the reason whenever we are doing our script preparation also, we usually use protocols like HTTP protocol or web services or REST services like that. We usually select the protocol because your system is actually communicating through that protocol. Your system is actually communicating through that protocol. So through that, you are going to capture your script and you are going to execute it, and you are making sure that your application is actually working under various load conditions. How your application is actually behaving. For that only we are doing the load testing. So this is the protocol understanding is also very, very important. Actually, what happened? Probably some 4 years before, probably 4 years before, in LoadRunner we had a functionality called Protocol Advisor. There is a functionality called Protocol Advisor. So what it will do? I mean, in LoadRunner there is a functionality called Protocol Advisor. So what we usually do, we usually launch our application through that Protocol Advisor. We usually launch our application through the Protocol Advisor, and the tool will suggest you your application communicating in what protocol. Actually, what happened over the period of time, even LoadRunner team, they felt like that the suggestion provided by Protocol Advisor is not consistent, stable. Okay, so what happened now? They removed that functionality from LoadRunner itself. Okay, but now, I mean, as a performance tester, we are getting it to know most of the applications are communicating in HTTP protocol only. So that's the reason. But those days, what we used to do, we usually use that functionality called Protocol Advisor. Through the protocol, at least we'll get the suggestion what are all the protocols through which your application is actually communicating. But over the period, they felt that that functionality is not consistent, so they removed that functionality from their list. Okay, now I mean, we have to decide. I mean, basically, we have to decide our application communicating in what protocol. But most of the time, anyways, we are going to use the HTTP protocol itself, so no problem. So most of our application protocol is actually HTTP protocol itself. So straight away we can select the HTTP protocol and then do our application script preparation. Okay. So now we have a fair understanding about protocol means what. Protocol means communication between two entities. How your system
how your system is actually communicating, that you are going to get it using the protocol understanding. I'll take a pause here, guys. Any question till now? Can we do performance testing on any website publicly available, or we need to some special environment? So actually saying doing it in the publicly hosted application sometimes create unnecessary problem. So that unnecessary problem, sometimes you will not understand whether it is application problem or tool problem. So that is the reason I encourage, try to do it in your organization application, because where you have control over it, or if you are facing any problem, at least you can talk to your team and then get that solution. So the applications like Amazon, Flipkart, these applications they are having very tight security, or they prepare their application in such a way that others will not straight away capture their complete traffic. So in that situation, it is not recommended to do the testing in those applications. I mean, publicly hosted application. So you try to use maybe the application, the sample application, whatever I'm going to share, or you try to use uh, uh, some inside your organization, what are all the applications that are there, right? That one. Okay, if you are trying to do a publicly hosted machine, definitely you are going to face multiple issues. It may be security related, or it may be some other way that they are trying to block your traffic. So that is not actually recommended. Okay, yeah. So different types of protocols and understanding HTTP protocol. Okay, okay. Say like just a minute. I'll show you load runner protocol bundles. So if you look at it, look at here, guys. This is actually a license bundle only, but if you look at it in the right hand side, look at the different protocols that are there. Okay, Microsoft .NET, .NET Plus, ODBC, Oracle, SDK, Java Record Replay, Java over HTTP, Kafka, like that. Different protocols that are there. Different protocols that are there. Okay, don't worry, don't worry. Is my screen visible for everyone, guys?
Yes,
And it is clean and clear?
clear and clear.
Yeah. So I think Chandra, can you check from your end? Looks like it may be bandwidth issue from your end. Okay. So try to rejoin. That will resolve the problem, Chandra. Okay. Coming back. So you have, okay, you have a set of uh, protocols that are there. Okay, yes, we have a lot of protocols there are there, but in that very few protocols only we are going to continuously use, guys. Okay, we are going to use very few protocols continuously. Okay, in that I would say HTTP protocol is one such protocol. I would say in industry, more than 95% of the people, more than 95% of the people, they are using HTTP protocol only. HTTP protocol only. So so that is the reason our focus area is also web HTTP HTML protocol in LoadRunner. That protocol name is web HTTP HTML protocol. That protocol only we are going to learn with the different functionality. Okay, so yes, we have different protocols like SAP protocol, Oracle protocol, Siebel protocol, Silverlight protocol, like that. Lot of protocols are there, but in that very corner to corner chance only we are going to use the other protocols. In other situations, you are only going to use a HTTP HTML protocol only. HTTP HTML protocol only we are going to use it. Okay, so don't worry. When, I mean, in the next session, whenever we are going to see the LoadRunner tool first, okay, I am going to show you the bundle, the single protocol and multi protocol screen that is actually available in LoadRunner. Okay, so in that, how you are going to select your protocol, how you are going to proceed with your scripting, all those things we are going to discuss. One by one we are going to get the detailed understanding. One by one we are going to get the detailed understanding. Right now, our understanding is we have different protocol bundles or protocol lists that are available in LoadRunner. That is what I displayed in the screen right now. But in real time, probably we are going to maximum going to use probably 3 to 5 protocol to the max. I'm saying to the max, that much of a protocol only we are going to use it, because the industry is actually demanding those protocol only. Okay, so that we will discuss in the regular flow. When you are going for the regular flow, that time I'll explain what are all the protocols, how you are going to use it, what protocol that you will regularly use it, how you came up to this concept. Like that we will discuss. this. Okay. So in that HTTP protocol is the one we are going to use it most of the time. Okay, hypertext transfer protocol, HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol, or hypertext transfer protocol secure, HTTP or HTTPS. Okay, HTTP or HTTPS. Okay, anybody aware like what is HTTP and HTTPS already? Anybody aware what
In
is HTTPS?
HTTPS, we are doing a secure connection between the server.
Okay, okay, sure. So correct. In HTTPS, your communication is actually going to be a secure communication. Okay, the communication is actually happening over 443 port. Okay, 443 port. This normal HTTP is actually without certificate. It is actually normal communication. Okay, that is actually communicating mostly internet port is 8080, right? 8080. Your internet port is 8080. HTTP is actually communicating in 8080. HTTPS is actually communicating in 443. So say like in your organization they are using some application within the organization or locally they are using that application. Those times they'll use it in the HTTP itself without any certificate. They'll use it locally, HTTP itself. Okay, but if your application is actually used by the end user over the internet, many people are they are going to use it. That time what they will do, they'll try to install the security certificate, and then that URL will become what? HTTPS, secured website. Say like just a minute guys, I'll try. If I click this link, okay, just a minute. So look at here. If this URL is actually HTTPS, okay, look at here. This URL is actually HTTPS. Okay, this URL is actually HTTPS. Okay, say like I have one. Just a minute. So this is my sample application. Okay, this is, I mean, locally I'm running the server. Okay, don't worry. I'm just trying to show you the difference alone. Okay, nothing else. Don't take it anything like what is this this guy is actually showing. This is something I'm running one application in my local machine. Okay, that application, say like I'm launching like this guys. Okay, launching like this is one application. So if I go here, this application is actually it's not secure. This application is not secure because this application is actually running where? It is actually running in HTTP itself. This application is actually running in HTTP itself. If I copy paste it, look at here, it is actually HTTP website, which is a normal website without any security certificate. This is locally running, or I don't require to be maintaining this website as a secured site. That is the reason I'm maintaining like HTTP itself. But if your application is used by end user or lot of sensitive data that are there, or lot of information that you are going to communicate it, your end user required to be safe and secure, that time you need certificate. That time the URL will become HTTPS. The URL will become HTTPS. Okay, so hypertext transfer protocol secure, hypertext transfer protocol, this is a difference between HTTP and HTTPS. Any question guys still now? So for the learners who joined today for evaluating us, okay, this is Kumar sir number 80199524227. I'm pasting this number in the chat. You guys can take it. This is Kumar sir number 80199524227. Okay. So those who wanted to enroll for this course journey, please reach out to Kumar sir 80199524227. You all know very well that we already started the session. We are going to discuss a lot of things. Okay, fundamentally we are going to start and then we are going inside LoadRunner understanding. So that's how we designed this course content. I hope today's session we got a lot of information. Yes, we are going to discuss kind of this much of information we are going to discuss in the subsequent session as well. So those who wanted to enroll for this course journey, please reach out to Kumar sir. 80199524227 is number, and we are planning to have 25 plus hours of session. Each day 1 hour. Each day 1 hour we are going to have it, and this is a time slot 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Indian time. We are planning the session. 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. we are going to have the session correspondingly in other locations. Even I'll copy paste this course content in the chat as well, so you guys can take it. So weekday session, Monday to Friday we are going to have the session, and Saturday Sunday holiday. Saturday Sunday holiday. Monday to Friday we are going to have the session, and every session we are going to record it. Every session we are going to record it, and we are going to share the video in YouTube playlist URL. Daily basis we'll upload it in the YouTube playlist URL, and these videos you are going to have it for lifetime access. You are going to have it for lifetime access. Okay, anytime you can watch it, anytime you can bring your question and we can discuss. So yes, we are going to have real world examples. I mean, in industry right now, how people are using this tool in industry, what are all the expectations from the customer, all those things we are going to discuss. And one more very important thing, we are going to discuss about the interview questions as well. So every topic whenever we are discussing, I'm going to explain like the interview questions as well, so that it is easy for you guys to crack the interviews also, because our primary goal post completion of this session is to attend the interview, and then the crack the interview means yes, we are going to do that as well. Okay, so so the learners who wanted to enroll for this course journey, please enroll yourself, and then we'll continue our learning from tomorrow. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to, I mean, continue our learning tomorrow also. So if you don't want to miss any important concepts, please enroll yourself. 80199524227 is Kumar's our number. You can reach out to him. Okay. So if you do not have any further question, thanks for the learners who joined today for evaluating us. Thanks for the opportunity given to me. So we will continue the same learning in the upcoming session as well. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Which version of LoadRunner we are going to use?
Sorry. Any question?
Yeah, which version of LoadRunner we are going to use?
So we are going to. I mean, the latest version is 2021. Okay, so any version 2021 also available, 2020 also available in whichever the version. I mean, not much of impact will be there if you are changing the version of the tool. Yes, we can use any version. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.